Hi, ladies and gentlemen, men and women, boys and girls. I know I haven't been on here a long time, but you guys already know what my life is like, homeless and all. I am not on the streets, technically. I am back in the family home in Pickering. I've been here about a week and I guess 2 days. Today is Valentine's Day. Your girl does not support Valentine's Day nor any of the other pagan holidays. You already know what Arthur supports. She supports love, so there's no such thing as a day for love, right? Kind of stupid that you'd have to acknowledge people on a specific day. That don't make no sense, right? Anyways, I'm on here because I want to talk to you guys about one and two things that's been happening on the street. Nothing really. There's a lot, I'm pretty sure, because you guys haven't heard from me in a long time. So there has been a lot. My phone's having to not working and stuff like that. I'll tell you all about all of these stuff. But in the meantime, I'm going to tell you about one thing, important thing. I came across this about 3 times while I was outside on the street. It had to do with constables. Now, if you don't understand what a constable is, they are, let me see if I could say it in a nice way without it looking bad. But I don't want to make it sound nice because they do look bad. So I'm going to tell you how I look at them. I look at them as they are toy cops. They are no more higher than a security guard. And for some reason, they feel entitled and empowered to do certain things based off of how I am interacting with them on the street, right? Now, these constables I'm talking about that I am interacting with on the street has to do with buildings, about 3 to be exact. 720 to Thruway, Eagle Manor at Western Road and Lawrence, and what would be the last one is Downsview Acres at Jane and Wilson. You know, my block. Remember my block? Yeah, my block. But I'm going to particularly talk to you about the constables at or on my block where you all know I be at, right? So of course, your girl one day was very cold outside and she needed to get some form of shelter, for it was very cold outside. So I decided to go into Downsview Acres Toronto Housing Building, for it was right there at the intersection, right? So I went there, and if you guys don't understand, based off of who I am an original, meaning that I have to be invited in. I can't just go in, right? So somebody, of course, invited me into the building, and what I did was walk up the stairs. I just decided I'm going to walk up the stairs. So I kept walking and I kept walking, and I got to the 11th floor. Shocked me because I didn't even have any idea that it only went up to 11, which was crazy, right? But again, my favorite number. Anyways, on the process of me getting to the 11th floor, on the first day of me being there, would you know that I happened to see so much things I was not supposed to see on the first day getting to this building? See, when I went up there, I immediately saw a party. Basically, it was like people was just in the hallways and stuff like that. I just figured I could probably stay right here, close my eyes for a second. Then, when morning comes, I'll just go back outside, right? This is what I'm thinking. Oh no, it's like a party. And when I say it's like a party, it's like 7 p.m. when I'm there. And on the staircase, there's all these people. But guess who all the people are? Yep, you know it. The bums outside, the crackheads outside, the drug dealers outside. Oh, remember I told you about the girls them that's selling their ass outside? Yep. The beggars outside, the beggars outside? Yep, they were all in this building. Everybody. Do you remember even the spot I spoke of that's right beside a legal weed facility? And my friend Dwayne, you know, Ninja Turtle, that used to work there, but no longer can work there. Yep, would you not know that they were all there? Now, the reason why I'm telling you about what's it called, Downsview Acres, is because when I got there, I didn't really have a problem with anybody. I just sat there because, you know, I'm trying to mind my own business because, you know, I'm just there trying to keep warm, right? But of course, I ended up seeing stuff I'm not supposed to see. Now, when I'm in this building, you can't see my face, ladies and gentlemen. I'm usually covered up, so you can't see what I look like. So to everybody, they're curious to who I am or whatever the case may be. And when they ask who I am, I just say I'm T, right? I remember one girl that lives in the building, she asked me if I'm a cop. And I told her, no, I'm not a cop, right? Now, in the process of me being there, that's the first day. The first day I got to meet the supplier. Went right into his house and everything. Yep, because your girl was hungry. And she said it, and somebody said, I could get you some food. And they brought me right into the seller's house. Yep. Right into the seller's house on the 11th floor, by the way. As soon as you go up those stairs, if you take the elevator, you make a right and turn, and then it would be the third door on the left side. That would be the seller's house. So she brought me in there. They gave me something to eat and stuff like that. And I was thankful the girl that got it for me, her name would have been Sarah, right? Then she came out. Then as soon as I went in, I realized where I was, and I was like, not having it, because I was like, nah, y'all ain't gonna mix me with no drug dealing shit that's going on. Considering that the government's trying to set my ass up anyways, right? So of course I walked out and said, nice to meet everybody, and cut. Didn't even wait for the food. I just cut and went back on the staircase. When I went back on the staircase, the girl came out and she had bread and cheese. And then she said, now you need to do something for me. And I said, what is that? She said, you got to go in there and take something from him. I go, take something from him for what? And she's like, just get it for me. And I said, listen, y'all ain't mixing me in your shit. I ain't getting nothing for you. I'm not getting it for you. She's like, just act like it's for you, and then when you come out, you come give it to me. I'm like, nah. Ain't nobody getting it mixed up and caught up in y'all shit. Right? This is what I'm bucking up on the first day I get into this building, ladies and gentlemen. Not to mention, I got to meet some hardweight niggers, you know, trife niggers, talking about gunplay and shit like that. Like, you know, he doesn't even have his teeth away, how he's taking all the crack and shit that he's smoking. Now, I be sitting on the staircase and watching all these people smoke crack, and I got like a mask on, covering my face and shit. And I'm just looking at them and shaking my head, you know, seeing Dwayne Ninja Turtle. He's asked me what I'm doing in there, and I'm like, what do you mean? What are you doing in here? Right? Then I came up across this girl, this brown girl. There's a girl, her name is Pepper, and she calls this girl Big Sis. By the way, Big Sis lives on the 9th floor, and she, as soon as you go in to come out of the elevator, you just walk left into the corner, and she is on the right side of the thing. Now, this girl is a prostitute, pimp girl of all the girls in the building. So she tells them what they are supposed to get, basically, and then says, well, this is what he wants. If you want some crack, you're gonna have to get something for him, and then he'll give you the crack. Now, I seen a girl go in there and give him windshield cleaner, and apparently he didn't have a car. And when she came out the thing, I seen somebody throwing the windshield wiper thing on her like it was nothing. And then the Pepper girl was saying, well, you're so stupid. Why are you doing that? Now, when I'm talking to you, ladies and gentlemen, all these people are crackheads. Every single one of them is crackheads. And if it's not a crackhead, it's a drug dealer. And the drug dealer comes out and asks me if I'm okay. And I'm like, yeah, I'm just like, you know, resting my feet, waiting for outside. But they don't know who I am, right? Because they keep saying, what's your name? And I'm like, T. They're like, you need anything? I'm like, no. And then the next man that's in the building that lives in there, he comes out, acts like he's the general of the whole building, of all the fuckery that's going on in there. And he says, as long as you don't cause any trouble, we won't have a problem, is what he said. I said, interesting. Now, see, I asked Dwayne, you know, the one that I went to school when I went to Madonna and he went to Dunsville, you already know. And I asked him, where is the constable? Isn't there constables here? And he said, yes. He says, you don't want to meet the constables. This is what he said to me. And I said, why not? And he's like, you don't want to meet them, right? But then I thought, okay, whatever. So this is all the scenario that I met in the one day, ladies and gentlemen. I met the pimp. I met the escort prostitute, the main bitch that lives on the 9th floor. Main bitch. I met the supplier that lives in the building. See, the main bitch lives in the building, the supplier lives in the building, and a few of the crackheads that was trying to get me to go get the drugs for them live in the building too, right? Along with the ones from the hotel. Remember the hotel I told you that's at Jane and Wilson? The only hotel that's around for far places. Yeah, the one that I told you is drug infested, very toxic. Yes, all those people kept coming in and out of this building. So everybody knows this is a drug spot, right? Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, after that one day, I was back there. See, I didn't leave there. I kept going there every single day after that. So now they're trying to catch on to figure out who the hell is this girl, right? They don't know who I am. So by the third day, I decided to walk in the building and sit down right in the lobby and wait for the constables, because I'm trying to figure out, where are these constables? How is all this shit happening in this building and I don't see the constables? Where are they? Right? You know how you have security and they should be, you know, checking the halls, the lobbies? They be having a party on these floors. They're just up and down on these floors. So I'm curious if constables are really here, right? Seeing that Dwayne said I don't need to meet them. So of course I sat in the lobby, just sat there and waited for the constable. When the constable came, there was two of them. One was he was white, pretty tall. I don't remember their name. And the next one was like a Chinese or Asian, right? Was there. And they're like, hi. And I said, hi. Mask up and everything, by the way. I keep telling you guys, I'm mask up. And I'm like, hi. They're like, do you know somebody in here? I'm like, yes, I came to visit somebody, which is true because somebody invited me in. Hence why I'm in there, right? Hence why I'm in there. So I said, yes, I'm here just waiting on somebody. And then the Asian one turns to the white constable and he says, have you seen her before? And he's like, no. Right? So he turns around the Asian and says, just to let you know, there's been a lot of drug using and stuff like that. If that's what you're in here doing, then I suggest you do not do any of those stuff. And I said, I would have fully agree that lots of stuff like that is going on in here. And I hope you guys are doing your job, is what I said. Is what I said. Because I can't understand how I went there for the first day. I got to see all that shit. And this was something that was happening every day I was there. See, I was there about a week in that building. And then they started to get caution of me. And then, you know, then they started doing magic. Remember I tell you guys about how I don't like people doing magic on the kid? Yeah. See, they started doing magic and stuff like that. And I figured, since you guys want to act up and y'all want to do magic on me, then I'm going to expose you. So here what, ladies and gentlemen, heads up on who your girl is, right? This guy, she governs over the land. What the government doesn't want to tell you guys is I govern over the land. So when I am on the street and I come across these things, as I said, I'm on the street, so wherever I live has to be safe, right? Protection, right? I also met a lovely lady in that building that helped me in the building too. Very nice. But for some reason, the whole building is fully manifested with magic, black magic, and all this drug dealing stuff going on. By the way, it is housing building that these constables are supposed to keep an eye on and make sure the place is open. But the back door of that building is open. Anybody could walk in. On account that I have to be invited in, I could still go through there, right? But the thing is, how is that door still open for everyone to be able to come in at the back? Crazy. But yet constables are there, right? Now, they start to all catch on now and stuff that I'm there. And I guess they're realizing who I am while I'm there. And they start doing magic. And then I come across the constables. And they finally actually come upstairs, these constables. And they come upstairs and they're like, you can't stay here, right? And I said, okay. So I took the elevator with them downstairs. And they're talking to me and they're saying some stuff and they're like, we could arrest you. I go, what are you going to arrest me for? Right? They're like, you're not supposed to be in here. I go, all you could do is tell me to leave the building. There's nothing else you could do. Oh, you're cocky. They got offensive when I was speaking, but I didn't understand what it was I was doing, considering that I wasn't technically doing anything but just being in the building, right? So by right, all you could do is tell me I'm trespassing and you would have to tell me to leave, right? Anyways, they claim they got upset and said they could arrest me. And I told them they can't arrest me. Like, I don't know why they're saying that, but they can't arrest me, right? Anyways, they got irritated and they were doing all kinds of stuff till one of them got upset and he took my arm and he pushed me out the door, right? So I said, okay, not a problem. So there's a bench outside there and I just sat there and he's like, you can't stay there. I'm like, yes, I can. Right? And he's like, I could arrest you. I go, so then do it. Right? He didn't do it. And I was like, why don't you want to arrest me? He's like, I could arrest you. I go, no, you can't. I go, but call the cops though. I go, I bet you can't call the cops. Right? See, they were upset because the fact of the matter is they ain't the cops, right? And they have been enabling all of this shit to go down in this building, right? Hence why they can't call the cops, because if the cops come, then they're going to have to answer to how all of that shit is going on in the building under their nose. And they don't seem to know about it. Yeah. So of course, ladies and gentlemen, I didn't have my phone. So you already know what that is and what that means, right? If I don't have my phone and stuff like that, I can't tell you guys the information. So as soon as I got my phone, here's your girl. Because the way how I see it, you can't have people that's living there that is needing to be thinking they're protected by constables in there, but yet you are now enabling, right? Enabling all these things to go on within this building. Oh yeah, one of the girls, Pepper, she was trying to sell me to this dread down the stairs. Like, what floor did he live on? Was it 6? I'm not even sure. Oh, and the girl Pepper, she decided that she was going to try to stab me. That pissed me off a little bit too. No, your girl didn't do her nothing, for she does not seem like as a threat. Very easy to take her down if I wanted to, but she didn't come off as a threat. So that is what I was dealing with a constable. Now let me break down and go to my teaching of what I teach you guys about people and their names, right? A constable is what? A con. You already know what a con is, right? For clearly they are conning you and making you think that they are doing their job when hence they are not doing their job, right? Are they stable? Clearly not. For if they were stable, they would be doing their job, right? Are they able and stable, constable, able? Clearly not. So I guess the real police have to go in and do their job, right? So the address is 2195 Downsview Acre, Toronto Housing at Jane Street, North York. I expect you police officers to go and do your job, right? For, as I said, a constable is just a term for a con artist that is not doing their job. You are not protecting the people that need your help, and therefore all of these things can happen within the building, and the ones that ain't doing anything have to keep their mouth shut and act as if they don't know what's going on in this building. Well, there's constables in here, so-called working. So you guys are going to do your job. Police officers, go do your job. And clean house. 9th floor, pimp. Oh, and these, half of them sleep there and half of them live there, and then half of them live at the hotel. So as I said before, the drugs and the selling your ass and stealing, because a lot of them be stealing shit just to get the drugs, by the way, out here. You know, and stuff like that. I expect you guys to do your job and clean that building up, because there is actually good people that live there and want to feel safe, right? So the moral of the story today is, I govern over law, ladies and gentlemen, and the government doesn't want you to know that that is the God that I am. That is what I do. I govern over law. Yes, that is what I do. So because I do this, half of the time you guys won't catch me online because I'm probably outside doing groundwork. Do you understand? For me to help and aid, you all have to actually invite me in, as if I'm a vampire for real, right? For I am an original. So you would have to invite me for me to help and aid you. Somebody did invite me in, and that is how I'm able to help and aid, you know. And as the word God, coming up against people trying to stab me and shit like that don't mean anything, right? Now, I expect the officers to do their job. As I said before, there are good ones and there are bad ones. So I'm looking for the good ones to go and clean up house so that this doesn't happen. For in this building, this is how drastic it is. In the one at Western Road, right? The Eagle Manor at Western Road in Lawrence, the same thing. Drug dealers, crackheads, and all these things are playing off in that building while the constables are there. Remember when y'all was trying to set me up over there? See, they've been trying to set me up outside so that I can't do my job. But let me tell you something. I told you, I'll be coming to you guys' block anytime, right? You never know when you're going to see me, right? As I said, Western Road, Sithrui, 720, Sithrui, with your constables literally pushing me off. 3, by the way, 3 cars telling me I have to leave, and I'm like, I don't have to leave. And they're like, yes, you can. Pushing me off of the place. I walk back on the place, and then they hide behind the garbage cans as if they think they can enforce what they're doing. And I'm like, call the police. See, ain't nobody calling the police because they know they can't do and nor enforce what it is they are trying to enforce, right? So yeah, 720 to 3 right? With you guys magic on that block, right? Eagle Manor at Western Road in Lawrence, right? With all the drugs and selling in there, right? Not to mention y'all was trying to set me up in the back of that building, right? And of course, Downsview Acres, the major one, because it's on my block where I be repping. Anyways, I go by the name WiseOneTeach Teach. You could call me T or you could call me Teach. As I said, Constable is what? A con that is not what? Stable, nor what? Able to do their job. Anyways, bye guys.